The main purpose of this S3 is to have a productive discussion, preferably debates. So this symposium should actually be an additional spark for designing and building together a more sustainable Singapore.
The aim is to start an international platform that will support efforts to bring about thought leadership for sustainability in Singapore and of course beyond.
Of course, we could throw up our hands and say that there is little difference we as a tiny little consumer of resource can do about global problems like climate change, and perhaps even demand that others solve the problem. But that would not be like the Singaporean action-oriented way that we approach things.
As a bureaucrat, I like to think that by planning a little ahead and just thinking about intergenerational sustainability, we would be in a better position to just push the day of reckoning a bit further away.
Yesterday was the opening session, and sustainability was basically discussed in the light of the Singapore Sustainability Blueprint.
I think this theme of this conference on sustainable city design is an extremely apt one, very, very important.
Actually, even if we don't have this impending threat of climate change, being sustainable still makes sense.
There's three problems with water. There's either too much of it, there's either too little of it, or it's too dirty.
By giving an environment for leaders to be in a safe environment where they can share ideas, drop their pride and really speak about the problems that they're facing, then there's a chance to move forward in a constructive way.
An example is to take that big regional plan down to a very specific neighborhood level.
We don't do enough to paint the picture of the outcome that we are looking for, and people need to have that vision to grab a hold of.
There's only two things to be done. Energy efficiency is the first thing. The next thing is to be done is alternative energy.
So the first change we need to bring is the new model has to be centric to the empowerment rather than exploitation.
I would say that the sharing economy in Singapore is still in its infancy stage. So there are some regulations and policies that are sort of hindering the sharing of items, right?
Environmental problems far away are one thing. The security of your ongoing existence here is a more immediate consideration.
It's not only a question of recycling food, it's a question of avoiding it at the source.
When you do succeed in building these walkable communities, people do look after each other.
For anything to be meaningful and lasting, we have to consider one's habits of the heart.
Doing nothing about climate change could cost us up to 5 to 10 to 15, maybe even 20% of global GDP.
The desire has to come from the local governments. They need to understand the importance of sustainability.
We also need to think about appropriate ways for engaging the private sector.